What if I told you the most powerful man in the room is rarely the one who speaks? In a world flooded with noise, those who rule in silence rise above the chaos. Their power isn't announced. It's felt. It's subtle, sharp, and strategic. This is where Machiavellian mastery begins, not in grand displays of force, but in the quiet manipulation of energy, perception, and psychology. Let's break down the first law of silent dominance. Never react emotionally. Powerful men don't get pulled into drama. They observe, they absorb, and they let others burn themselves out while they remain composed. The weak shout to be heard. The strong whisper and still command the room. This is not passivity. It's control. The ability to remain unmoved while others spiral out of control is what sets leaders apart from followers. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. When you control yourself, you control everything around you. People reveal their weaknesses through reaction, rage, fear, desperation. But the man who remains unreadable becomes untouchable. Silence, my friend, is not empty. It's loaded. Every pause is a trap. Every unreadable look is a power play. Now picture a confrontation. Two people arguing loudly, desperate to prove who's right. But then enters a third man, calm, still, unshaken. His mere presence shifts the entire energy of the room. No need for threats, no need for shouting, because everyone can feel it. He's the one in control. This isn't theory, it's battlefield-tested strategy. When you move in silence, you gain two advantages. You see what others miss. While everyone reacts, you gather data. Their words, their tone, their timing, it's all intel. You control your image, and perception, in the Machiavellian world, is reality. As Machiavelli wrote, men judge more by the eye than the hand. In other words, they believe what they see, not what is. So here's your first mission. Master your emotional neutrality. Start today. Don't argue. Don't defend. Don't correct people. Let them misunderstand you because silence echoes longer than explanation. In the next part, we dive deeper. How to weaponize perception and win battles before they start, by reshaping how others see you. Stay silent, stay calculating, stay dangerous. This is only the beginning. Now that you've mastered emotional neutrality, it's time to weaponize perception. Because here's the brutal truth. Power isn't about reality. It's about illusion. In every conflict, in every relationship, in every negotiation, what matters most is not the facts, it's the optics, it's how you're perceived. Let's go deeper. Machiavelli didn't just write about politics. He wrote about power dynamics that still rule our lives today. He said, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. That one line holds an entire world of psychological warfare. People don't act based on what's true. They act based on what they believe is true. And the man who can manipulate belief manipulates reality. So how do you control perception like a Machiavellian strategist? Step 1. Craft your persona. You're not just a person, you're a brand. Every movement, every look, every word you say contributes to a narrative. Choose it carefully. You want to be seen as calm, competent, and emotionally untouchable? Then stop oversharing. Stop explaining yourself. Be deliberate. Be mysterious. Speak less and let people fill in the blanks. The mind hates uncertainty. It rushes to complete the picture. Use that. Let them project strength onto you. Step 2. Dominate body language. Words are easy to fake. Body language is not. Stand tall. Make eye contact, but not aggressively. Move slowly. Don't fidget. When someone tries to provoke you, don't flinch. Your stillness alone can make them feel smaller. Nervous people talk too much. Powerful people know silence says more. Step 3. Master timing. Nothing screams weakness like urgency. People who beg to be heard or seen immediately lose power. But when you delay responses, when you pause before speaking, when you're unbothered by pressure, that communicates control. Let others chase outcomes while you shape the tempo. Remember, he who controls the tempo controls the narrative. Step 4. Let others speak first. This is an ancient power move. When you listen first, you gain insight. You learn what the other person values, fears, and assumes. You learn their weaknesses. Then, and only then, do you respond. Strategically, calculated, tailored to hit them where it counts. Never interrupt. Let them speak. Let them reveal themselves. Then move with precision. Step 5. Don't just win. Be unforgettable. You don't want to be the guy who won the argument. You want to be the guy they never challenge again. And that requires optics that cut deep. Poise under pressure, confidence without arrogance, power without noise. Remember, people don't remember what you said. They remember how they felt in your presence. Your goal is to make them feel slightly unsure, slightly intimidated, slightly off balance. That's how you win before the battle even begins. So far, we've built the foundation: emotional neutrality and psychological optics. Now it's time to escalate. Let me ask you this. What's more effective than confronting your enemy directly? Making confrontation unnecessary. Because the most powerful move is not to destroy your opponent. It's to reshape the world around them so that their destruction becomes inevitable. This is what Machiavelli understood better than anyone. Power is not about domination. It's about manipulation of space, timing, and conditions. Rule 3. Reshape the environment. Don't attack the person. Instead of forcing someone to change, alter the conditions that shape their decisions. You don't push them. You limit their options until the only remaining move benefits you. Let's break it down. Strategy 1. Control the stage before any confrontation. Change the rules of the game. That means choosing the location, timing, and tone. In business, this means delaying meetings, shifting deadlines, restructuring terms. In relationships, it means withholding validation, pulling back energy, and changing the rhythm they've grown dependent on. When you control the setting, you weaken their footing. Strategy 2. Disrupt their support system. No one stands tall alone. They lean on influence, allies, and a structure that holds them up. A real strategist isolates before he strikes. Sow seeds of doubt in their circle. Subtly challenge their authority in front of others. Trigger just enough tension to fracture trust. People lose confidence quickly when they realize no one's standing with them. And that moment, that exact second when your target starts to feel alone, that's when their decision-making crumbles. Strategy 3. Delay conflict to exhaust the opponent. Urgency is their weakness. Delay is your weapon. The more you delay, the more they reveal. Let them overextend. Let them grow impatient. Let them make the first move out of desperation. Then you strike. Not out of emotion, but with the precision of someone who knew this moment would come all along. Remember, you don't destroy them in battle. You destroy them before the battle begins. Strategy 4. Create inevitable outcomes. The final level of environmental control is this. You don't force people to choose. You design the options so that any choice leads to your desired result. It's not manipulation. It's architecture. You create a chessboard so tight, so limited, that your enemy walks themselves into checkmate. This is the invisible power. This is why powerful men don't shout. They don't rage. They restructure reality, quietly. So next time you face a problem, ask yourself, Do I need to confront this, or can I reshape the space so the problem eliminates itself? Real Machiavellians don't fight battles. They build the world so that the battle never had a chance. Let's step into the darkest, most underestimated weapon in the Machiavellian arsenal, pretending to be weak. Now that might sound like weakness itself, but it's not. It's strategy. It's the fox in Machiavelli's classic rule. A ruler must learn how to be both the lion and the fox, strong enough to destroy, but clever enough to deceive. Because here's the truth. People only guard themselves against threats they recognize. If they believe you're fragile, apologetic, even irrelevant, they let their guard down. And that's when you strike, not out of rage, but with surgical precision. Rule 4. Feign weakness to set the trap. This is not cowardice. This is misdirection. It's hiding the blade until it's too late to block it. Let's break this down. Step 1. Appear harmless. When others see you as no threat, they get sloppy. They overshare. They reveal strategies. They expose vulnerabilities because they believe you're not smart or strong enough to use them. Let them talk. Let them gloat. Let them think they've won. Because arrogance is the breeding ground of mistakes. Step 2. Withdraw strategically. In a confrontation, pull back. Apologize. Submit. On the surface. People don't expect a return strike from someone who retreated. But that retreat isn't surrender. It's a reset. It's psychological judo. When you step back, you're not giving up power. You're watching them charge straight into a trap. Step 3. Weaponize humility. Say less. Show modesty. Be the one no one suspects. Because nothing is more terrifying than the enemy you didn't see coming. History is filled with kings, CEOs, generals, who lost their crowns not to their loudest rival, but to the one they ignored. Don't fight for attention. Fight for timing. A man who plays the fool with intention is more dangerous than a man who always tries to look strong. Why? Because the moment you let someone underestimate you, you gain total psychological control. Step 4. Strike when they're blind. The best attack? The one they never see coming. When they're convinced you're done, that's the moment of maximum power. You don't attack loudly. You strike at the root. End a business negotiation with a clause they never saw. End a toxic relationship by disappearing without warning. End a power struggle by pulling the last thread in their support system. Do it silently and do it completely. Step 5. Never allow round 2. When you finally strike, make sure it's final. A wounded enemy survives with vengeance. But a defeated enemy is just a memory. Don't leave them standing. Cut off their options, their access, and their illusion of a comeback. This isn't about being cruel. It's about self-preservation. Mercy, in the Machiavellian world, is a luxury you cannot afford, unless it's part of the deception. So here's your mission in Rule 4. Don't always act strong. Sometimes pretend to fall behind, so they sprint ahead into disaster. Let them sleep while you sharpen your blade. Let's now unlock one of the most devastating principles in psychological warfare. Don't attack the enemy directly. Isolate them first. Because Machiavelli didn't just teach how to win, he taught how to win without resistance. And the key to that? Removing their support. Power isn't held by individuals. It's held by networks. Reputation, allies, momentum, influence. And when you strip all that away, even the strongest figure becomes nothing but a trembling voice in an empty room. Rule 5. Isolate before you eliminate. You don't confront someone standing on solid ground. You wait until the ground beneath them has disappeared. Let's go step by step. Step 1. Identify their foundation before any action. Ask, what gives this person power? Is it a group of loyal supporters? Is it their perceived status? Is it information they hold over others? Target the infrastructure, not the individual. Because tearing down a fortress brick by brick is easier than trying to knock down the front gate. Step 2. Sow seeds of doubt. Whispered questions are more powerful than loud accusations. Are they really who they say they are? I've noticed something strange about them lately. Haven't you? These subtle suggestions, when planted properly, do the work for you. You don't need to turn people against your enemy. You just need to create space for doubt to grow. And once that trust begins to fracture, their influence starts to dissolve. Step 3. Create silence around them. Begin removing your energy. Detach publicly, subtly. Don't engage, don't respond. Let others notice your absence. And as others begin to follow, the void around your target deepens. This is where paranoia sets in. They don't know why people are stepping back. They just feel it. The warmth is gone. The room is colder. Their confidence starts to shake. Step 4. Let them make the mistakes. Once they feel isolated, they'll act out. They'll try harder to prove themselves. They'll overreach. They'll say the wrong things to the wrong people. They'll try to reclaim power. And in doing so, they dig their own grave. This is the moment you've been waiting for, because now their collapse feels like their own fault. And you haven't lifted a single finger. Step 5. When you strike, make it clean. With their alliances shattered and their confidence eroded, now and only now do you move. In business, close the deal, change the leadership, pull the funding. In relationships, block them, ghost them, disappear completely. In public perception, reveal one undeniable truth that exposes everything they've hidden. And when it's done, don't explain yourself. Don't justify. Don't revisit. Because the true Machiavellian doesn't leave scars. He leaves silence. Isolation is not cruelty. It's efficiency. It's the quiet art of removing oxygen before lighting the match. Let others see you as ruthless. Let them whisper about how you vanished someone without lifting your voice. That's power. Welcome to the final stage. The rule that separates the truly powerful from everyone else. It's not aggression, it's not force, it's not even manipulation. It's time. Time is the silent killer, the invisible sword, the ultimate strategy. And the man who learns to weaponize time becomes untouchable. Because in a world addicted to speed, urgency, and impulsive decisions, patience has become a superpower. Machiavelli knew this. He didn't just study rulers. He studied how they fell. And over again, he saw one fatal pattern. They rushed. They acted before they were ready. They struck before their enemy was weak. They spoke when silence would have won. Rule 6. Time is the sharpest blade. Let's break this final law down. Step 1. Delay the fight until victory is certain. The impatient man throws punches in the dark. The Machiavellian waits for the light, then delivers one strike that ends it all. Whether it's business, relationships, or rivalry, you don't move when you're angry. You move when it hurts them the most. You wait until they're distracted. Their support is gone. Their confidence is shaken. Their options are few. And then, you strike with surgical timing. That's not passivity. That's power in slow motion. Step 2. Let time do what emotion can't. When you wait, you gain a power your enemy doesn't even notice. Clarity. Their mistakes pile up. Their weaknesses surface. And best of all, their arrogance grows. Because they think you've forgotten. But you're not forgetting. You're building. You're sharpening. You're letting time whisper your plan while they shout into the void. Step 3. Use time to create uncertainty. Here's a brutal truth. People fear what they don't understand. And when you go silent, when you don't respond, when you vanish and let the clock tick, they start to imagine, they overthink, they panic, they wonder what you're planning. If you're planning anything at all, and that uncertainty, it's a form of psychological control they can't escape. You don't haunt them with presence. You haunt them with absence. Step 4. Master the rhythm of strategic inaction. Sometimes the best move is no move. You don't respond to rumors. You don't reply to bait. You don't clear your name. You let time corrode their credibility instead. While they chase attention, you build legacy. While they react, you refine. And when they crumble, you step forward, fully formed. Step 5. End it with precision. Once. Forever. When you finally move, it must be so clean, so quiet, so final, that the message is clear. There will be no round 2. The real Machiavellian doesn't leave the door open for revenge. He makes sure the door never existed. One calculated action, no drama, no announcement, no explanation, just a result. And silence. Final words. True dominance isn't loud. It's patient. It's precise. It's cold and calm in a world of fire and panic. The man who doesn't rush wins. The man who makes others wonder what he's thinking owns the room. And the man who disappears until the exact moment he's needed rules without ever needing to explain why. Let everyone else play checkers. You're playing chess. 10 moves ahead, in total silence. And that is how you outsmart anyone.